I am bored, so I thought it would be good to go through my Star Wars DVDs. I've collected many of these over a good deal of time, as well as a couple Lego ones, but really I just want to talk about the Star Wars ones because I got a couple interesting things that I'd just like to talk about. So, let's start with talking about my Silver Edition Trilogy box set with the box. Now this seems basic, but really what I did was, this is just the storage box I use for the limited edition widescreen discs that I have. Now these are premium edition DVDs. Everybody should or does want these. These are the best DVDs you can get for Star Wars because, as if you don't know, this is not just the regular movie that the Silver Edition provides, but also the unedited version of the original movie before it was George Lucas and all that nonsense. But these were something I wanted to get. I got them. Great deal on them. Really nice DVDs. Really nice to look at also. And of course, I do still have my Silver Edition copies, which, you know, I don't really display these on the shelf much just because I have these, so I'm like, I don't need these, but I'm gonna just hold on to these for nice shelf pieces. So these stay in a box there for just, you know, holding on to them just because they're still good for something if I want to, you know, hold on to them. I have that. And then usually with this box set, we have the bonus disc, which I keep out of this box set because it doesn't match with the rest of these. So I pair the rest of these with this one, though I'll get to that one in a minute. This one is the bonus disc that comes with the Silver Edition Trilogy box set. I wish I had the gold Trilogy box set because then it would match really well with these, but you know, I'm not going to buy two of the same box sets, and this one does the job just fine. But I got the bonus disc with and the bonus materials, and this is really underrated in my opinion. I mean, most people wouldn't give this the light of day because it says bonus material, so they're like, it's just meh. But I'm like, this is basically a mini documentary right here, and I really love this. This is a really great DVD that I would even buy on its own if I could. But I did buy on its own this one, which is The Story of Star Wars, which I got this for like $1 at a garage sale, and I was like, ooh, a Star Wars DVD, what's this? So, really I'm not positive what this is from. From what I gather, this is something that was a giveaway with Revenge of the Sith, I think, but I really can't find any copy of this connected to anything. This you'll see a lot. There's like a sticker kind of on the side here, or maybe it's on this side that connects it to something. I'm pretty sure this was a giveaway with a Revenge of the Sith, which I will talk about in a moment, but you know, not a whole lot to this, but it's a decent enough DVD just to have, just to, if it's cheap enough and it comes with something, it's a bonus. So then going to that, we have my original prequel trilogy. Now I have the full case DVDs, but this is a lot better in my opinion. I got rid of my older trilogy full case ones in exchange for the slim cases because in my opinion, with the prequels, there's really a whole lot of fanciness with the DVDs. They're all just kind of, they're all the same. There's no real exclusive, there's no real like big promotional deal. There were a couple little things, but really this was the nicest version in my opinion because it's the same exact DVDs, but it's just more compact, it's more storage friendly. And I'm not a huge fan of slim cases, but in this case, I say since it's like the exact same DVD and I'm not missing anything, then I think it's better. Plus also it fits on the shelf better, it's nice and fit. They have a similar thing with the original trilogy in the limited edition versions, but I don't have a copy of that. I was just like, I don't need a copy of that. I have enough copies of it in solid form, and the limited edition ones, you want to show those off. This is nothing really to brag about. This is just something to be like, it's a nice little storage space. Now, I also have, there's not a lot of exclusivity with that, but there is a few little things. Firstly, I got myself the widescreen versions of the movie. Now, the only thing is, the reason I got the full widescreen was, firstly, for A Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, it came sometimes in this double bundle pack. This is probably the most boring box I've ever seen. There's really nothing special about it. It's, you know, your regular DVDs, the thick ones. That's also why I didn't need the thick versions of the widescreen too. These do the fine suffice. But the only exclusive thing you could get with these would be if you got it in a saga pack. Now, I mean, I think there was an exclusive for the VHS copy of A Phantom Menace, but I don't have the exclusive box set. I do have a VHS, which I might show after I go through all the DVDs. But for this, there really was no promotional items for this. It was just kind of, here's the DVD, have fun, and, you know, if you waited long enough, you could get it in a double pack. Ooh. But this only came in full screen. I don't know why this only comes in full screen. It's annoying, but I wanted the full screens, and if I was going to get it, I was going to get it in the double pack. Now, Revenge of the Sith doesn't come in any sort of pack thing, but it does come with something interesting in that the original widescreen version of this, you could get, as I maybe said, the bonus disc, but also a promotional item, which I believe was Target exclusive, was you could get this coin here. As you can see that, a Target exclusive limited edition collectible coin. There's a picture of it on the back. Let's pull it out of there. You can see it there. You can see it on the back. And this, I don't know, it slipped on like so. Let's get that on there. Slipped on like so, and it stood on the shelf like this. Now, mind you, it was on the widescreen, but I'm not shelving the widescreen, so it's just going to be sitting on the full screen for this. And it was just attached like that. And it's nice to have an exclusivity. If you're going to buy the DVD, I guess you want to buy the Target version since it came with something extra. But, like, what do I want a coin for? It's a coin. I'm like, that's a cool coin. I bought this coin separately, actually, for, like, $5 just because I was like, I really just want the coin just to show off the coin. But I'm like, I got it, and I was like, it's a coin. What am I going to do with a coin? So, you know, there's exclusivity to it, but really, again, the prequels don't have a lot going for them, in my opinion, with DVD-wise. So that's kind of the best you're going to get if you want something fancy. The full screens, I got them doubled down because, again, all the prequel DVDs are also dirt cheap. I mean, you can get those things on eBay for like less than $5 a DVD. The original Star Wars trilogy, those are like, you know, the full set you can get like $20-30, but like these guys, you know, you can find these anywhere for like $2-3 a piece. So, you know, just to have them is good to have them on a shelf. So then we're going into the more obscure DVDs. Firstly, this one is interesting. I have a few documentary kind of DVDs, but none of them are licensed except this one. R2-D2 Beneath the Dome is a little biopic about the life of R2-D2, about how he was a struggling actor and he somehow got the role in Star Wars. Then there's a few fun things of how, you know, being famous, and then, you know, like he got into like drinking or something, and he had problems and went to rehab, you know, like kind of just being a mock thing of him actually being an actor, which I think is actually quite amusing. There's a little funny scene where, if you see in the original prequel trilogies, there's like a blooper of the droid. There's nobody in the costume, so it just falls over. And then they take that clip, and they're like, oh yeah, he came onto the set drunk and oh, he was a nightmare to deal with. And it was, you know, just kind of silly, cute things. But this is the only licensed thing under Lucasfilm that I can find that's not like a trilogy DVD. It's a documentary kind of mock thing. But I think it's a cute little watch. I think if you can find this and watch it, it's good. My copy got all worn on the bottom, and that's okay. It's really the face. It's just a cute little thing to watch if you can find it. Next, we get into the more obscure stuff. Now, this is one really... everybody knows kind of this one exists, but nobody really wants to talk. Well, actually, everybody wants to talk about this one. It's the holiday special. It's George Lucas that doesn't want to talk about it. We all know the story with the holiday special. If the quote George Lucas said, if I had time and a hammer, I would smash every copy of this. Well, he's not going to get my copy, so this is my copy. The cover, whoever made this did not make the fanciest cover ever, but I really do appreciate the effort this person took into making this DVD, because when I bought it, it was not just the holiday special, but it was 2 more discs, which I later went through, and it was disc 1 was the holiday special, disc 2 was a whole bunch of like obscure little shorts and commercials and stuff. Return of the Ewoks is a very interesting thing. If you don't know Return of the Ewoks, Google it, watch it somewhere. Very interesting. As well as a few other making of the special, little promotional bits and commercials. A lot of counter commercials on the second disc. Third disc having the Droids TV show, a few episodes of that, as well as a few other parody things, which I will talk about in a minute. But this was just something I really loved when I got it, because the listing, I found this on eBay. You can buy the Star Wars Holiday Special on eBay for like $12, something like that. I got this for like $7 just because it was a single picture of just this cover, and I was like, it's a pretty iffy, kind of crappy, just photocopy of a cover. And I mean, the cover is iffy. Like, the spine doesn't match the front. The back is for the Deleted Magic DVD, which I do need to get a copy of that now that I remember. That's an interesting one I gotta find again. But I didn't think much of it, but then when I got it and it was 3 discs with a bunch of extra bonus stuff, I really appreciated and really loved that. Holiday special, you know, if you don't know what it is, look into it. It's a trip. It's wild. Look into the Return of the Ewoks as well. Definite note for that. But it's a definite interesting thing. It's god-awful, but it's one of those things that if you love Star Wars, you can't call yourself a true Star Wars fan until you've seen it. So I had to get myself a copy of it, and, you know, it's not worth watching unless you're a really big Star Wars fan, which I'm sure if you're watching this video, I'm sure you care somewhat about that if you don't already know it. So get yourself a copy of that. It's on eBay everywhere, so, you know, can't be too difficult. Now, another thing with eBay was another obscure little Star Wars one that I really don't hear many people talking about, which is the Star Wars Ewok Adventures. Not 1, but 2 Star Wars movies entirely dedicated to the story of the Ewoks and their adventures with this little girl and her brother. These movies. I know why people don't talk about these, because these are just as dreadful as the holiday special, but not like obscure and lost, so it's not relevant really. It's just kind of, who cares? These were a couple of made-for-TV movies that how they came to exist, I will forever have no idea. Caravan of Courage is just like a cutesy little fun made-for-TV kids movie. The second one, Battle for Endor, is garbage, and the first 10 minutes was like, what the F is actually happening right now? I'm not going to spoil it, but definitely go check them out. They're bonkers, and if you can find a copy of this DVD, get a hold of it. This used to be the most expensive Star Wars DVD you could buy, because this thing is not on anything else. This isn't on Blu-ray, this isn't on anything else. It's on VHS, but I mean, come on. if you're going to watch it, you're going to want to watch the DVD. I mean, you can get the VHS for like $10, but I mean, $10 for a VHS tape sounded crazy back then. And this thing used to go for like $50, $60, $70. I remember I got a phenomenal deal on this for like $20, $30. Back in the day, I remember somebody was selling on a great deal. I paid like $15 for just the disc on eBay. Somebody was selling just the disc. And then, like, I got that and I was so excited. And then, like, 2 months later, somebody was selling just the case for like $5. So I paid like $20 for this thing. Fantastic deal for the time. And it was still the rarest thing out there. And then just like one day from like Russia or Germany or something, the address said, like on eBay, like 500 copies of like $13.99 for this same exact DVD, brand new, just popped up on eBay. And the market for this thing just like died as fast as it came, and it was just upsetting. This thing's probably about worth, you know, retail now, what I paid for it, which is breaking even is fine, but it's just upsetting that it's not worth what it's worth anymore. But, you know, the price also now makes it more accessible for people to watch, so if you're interested in this, buy it for the $13.99, bastards, and get yourself a copy of it and watch it, and don't expect much, just expect Ewoks. If you love Ewoks, then this is the movie for you. You know, I know people that hate the Ewoks with a fiery passion, and I know people who think they're the cutest thing in the world. So, you know, gauge your audience with this. Next, I got from the bonus disc there, I have a couple of Star Wars parody films. Firstly, and most famously, people know, is Hardware Wars. This is a 30th anniversary DVD. I did have a basic copy of the DVD, but I traded that in for this one because I think it looks a little bit fancier. It's got some interesting things going on with the back of it. This is just a weird little parody film from, I don't even know when this was made. This was made 30 years ago, and the DVD is, I don't know. But let's just say this was made sometime in the 80s when Star Wars was relevant but still happening. So it's an interesting little parody thing. I can't really describe it. You kind of just need to watch it. It's like a 15-minute little short. Go watch it online. I'm sure it's online. You know, the DVDs for this stuff, the DVD for this is going crazy right now. I bought this back when this was like a $5 DVD everywhere, and now it's like a $20 DVD, so it's like, market's just going up on this stuff. It's crazy. But this DVD in particular, you know, any of the short little fan film stuff I wouldn't recommend buying, just because you can watch it online. Unless you want to physically own it, put it on a shelf and it look nice, because I think aesthetically it's a standout DVD. It's got, the stickers are a little busy at times for me, but I've come to like it. I think it's a good look. But, you know, get yourself a copy if you want a shelf piece, but if you just want to watch it, it's online. Same thing goes for this next little one, which is a rare DVD actually, which is Star Wars Troops. This is another little parody film. This one was a parody of the TV show Cops, but with stormtroopers. If you don't know what Cops is, then Google it. I don't know. It's a show about following the police around on their daily things, like, you know, going to check on houses or catch criminals or whatever. I preferred Live PD, but that's other things. This is a very interesting DVD, though, because I have not seen very many copies of this. I think I've seen, this is probably like 4 or 5 copies of this DVD. This DVD is just not out there much, and I don't know where you can get it, but I don't know. Google it on eBay, and, you know, with stuff like this, same with the Hardware Wars, you're either going to find like 10 copies for $5 a piece, or you're going to find one copy for like $300. Nothing is worth $300. With the Hardware Wars, I almost bought a copy of, there was a Christmas version of the Hardware Wars. I forgot to mention that. There's a rare Christmas version of the Hardware Wars that I almost bought for like $15, and I didn't. and now there's like 3 copies on eBay for like $300. It's not selling for $300, but I'm just like, I should have bought that when I did. But same with this. I saw it, I was like, I need to have it, I bought it. Stuff like this, if you don't see it and it's like cheap enough, you just buy it. You just buy it for the shelfware. I mean, this thing, I could watch this anytime. I'm never going to watch this other than online, honestly. But, you know, it's just nice to have the physical DVD of something sometimes. And this one is actually a decent crafted DVD with a lot of passion in it. Same with the Hardware Wars. And, you know, watch it online. Same thing as the other one. Now, the third parody film. This one I still need to watch, but it's an iffy one. It's Star Warped, which is just a weird looking DVD. It's a claymation style parody thing of a bunch of different things. It's Star Wars and Star Trek, and then you got some other stuff mixed in there. I see like Terminator and Alien and RoboCop. Is that? I don't know what this is reference to, but bunch of weird stuff. There was a double copy of this. They made 2 films. They made Star Warped, and then they made one for Star Trek called Hick Trek, which was a double feature that I wanted to find, but I could never find it, so I just ended up breaking down and just buying the basic DVD. Again, this is something that's, you know, I don't know if this one's online actually, but I mean, I have this on digital copy in like a number of different little bootlegged things like the Holiday Special and Troops and Hardware Wars. But this one seems more professional than those. This one seems like a lot more effort was put into it. And it just looks so weird and ugly, and I can only just imagine it's like a Robot Chicken kind of meh. So, you know, that's kind of what that's about. Yeah. Speaking of which, I have my copies of... I do also have my copies of Robot Chicken Star Wars. This was actually my first look into Robot Chicken. I had no idea what this show was. This was not my generation. But, you know, I saw these. I was like, ooh, Star Wars. What show is this? I have absolutely no idea. And then I remembered these from the Family Guy Star Wars specials, which I'll show in a minute, which they make reference to in those specials, and I never got that reference until I watched this, which is Tom Green, who makes these shows, also played Chris Griffin in Family Guy, so there's that relation, there's that little banter joke, and the joke was that Robot Chicken was first, but Family Guy thinks they're better. Which, I used to love Robot Chicken. Now I can say Family Guy and Robot Chicken are both on a very, very, very strong decline, and I don't even know if Robot Chicken is still on, but whatever. These specials are great. These specials are hilarious. Honestly, genuinely, I thought this shit was hysterical. There are some people who were like, Robot Chicken was never funny. I'm somebody who was like, they were pretty funny. They were pretty funny with some of their stuff. It's god awful and it's just trash, but you know, it's amusing. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed these specials. I got all 3 of these like brand new for like $1 a piece at a garage sale. Sucks though that the sticker took the top part of that guy, but you know, these are all good shape when I got them. Yeah, if you see these, you know, grab yourself one. They're for a good cheap laugh. There was that you know, something like that. It's just a funny little whatever. Same thing with the Family Guy DVDs. Family Guy ones, I got... What do I got? Well, I got 1 and 2 on DVD, and then I have 3 on Blu-ray, and then I have an extra copy of 2 on Blu-ray. Really what it was is I bought all 3 of these together at the closing video store. When they were going out of business, they were selling all the DVDs, and they had 1 and 2 there, but they didn't have 3 on DVD, so I bought that on Blu-ray, which this was before I had a Blu-ray player, so it was like, what am I going to do with a Blu-ray? But luckily it come with a DVD, so I was like, okay, sweet. I have all 3 now. Later in life, I got a copy of 2 on Blu-ray because I think this one just came with a lot of DVDs that I bought. I buy a lot of just bulk lot piles of things on eBay a lot. So I think this was part of one of them, so it fits into that. I still need to get 1 on Blu-ray just to whoop, but I haven't watched these in a while. These are on TV sometimes, but really they're not worth putting the DVDs in, these small little parody things. Maybe if I want a cheap laugh, or if I see someone who doesn't know what these are, they're good for that. You know, same with the Robot Chicken thing. I think these are classic. I think these were very funny in the day. I think, you know, I got a lot of good humor from these little cheap-ass specials. I also got a very interesting thing with the first DVD. If you find it, there's a special box set that you can get for the first DVD. And it's like this huge, like, fold-out, nice-looking, there's some playing cards, like, for that, there's like a 3D map thing on the back of the cards. And this thing came with a t-shirt, which I bought this whole box. Cards, the little tchotchke crap. There's this little booklet. Family Guy Blue Harvest art book. Let's just flick through that a minute. Wow, that was fun. But the best thing was this t-shirt. I still have this t-shirt. For $5, I paid $5 for this whole box set. Really, the t-shirt alone, I think, was worth the $5. I still wear it. Still a solid shirt. Still get some compliments for that shirt. I don't know if they're genuine or not, but I'll take them as so. But for $5, get the box set, for God's sakes. The box set, I think, I paid less than what the DVD itself was. And I'm like, I have like 2-3 copies of 1 and 2 on DVD for just the reason of nobody wants these DVDs anymore. But the box set, if you see a box set, buy the damn box set, especially if it's got the shirt in it. It's a solid shirt. Love that shirt. But the DVDs themselves, you know, they're funny, little comedy, ha ha, you know, and they're good to watch. All right. Last little parody. Well, there's a couple more little parodies. Firstly, we got, which this one I didn't even know if I wanted to include, but I have it. I might as well include it. Spaceballs the movie. Spaceballs the lunchbox. Spaceballs the flamethrower. Kids will love that one. If you've seen this, you get that reference. If you haven't seen it, see it. It's funny. It's old school, you know, Mel Brooks kind of comedy. You don't know Mel Brooks. He was the funny man of movies back in whatever year this was made, back in the 80s. He was the funny man of comedy with his spaghetti westerns and Frankenstein and all that good garbage. But this one, I don't know, this one was really just my dad really loved this movie. I don't know, and he was like, oh, you have to see it. It's so funny. You love Star Wars, you'll love this. And I was like, okay. And I saw the collector's edition with 2 discs, and I was like, okay, it's a good deal. I'll grab it. Why not? It's a funny movie. Watch it. It's not really even the most Star Wars thing ever. It's just a parody of space movies in general. But, you know, you got Dark Helmet on there with Rick Moranis. It's a funny one. Yeah, a lot of funny, probably dated comedy, you know, that kind of thing. Give it a watch. Then we have a weird little internet parody film. George Lucas in Love. I haven't seen it yet. Been meaning to. I honestly had no idea what this was when I saw it. And then I picked it up, put it on a shelf, thought nothing of it. And then, like, I found out this had, like, a huge, like, internet YouTube thing back in, like, early YouTube, like, 2000-somethings YouTube. So it's weird. It's a weird parody film. Probably should have seen it before I started talking about it right now, but We're just gonna say this exists. Give it a Google. Watch it. It's probably good. And then same thing with that. We have another little parody film. Whoops. We have Chad Vader, Day Shift Manager. A weird ass concept for a thing. What was it? A weird ass concept for a DVD, for a little short film. This I watched actually. It was Darth Vader's cousin is like a grocery store manager. I don't get it. I don't know why this happened. I don't know what this is. The only reason I watched this was because actually I had seen, I was at a garage sale and I didn't buy this copy. I bought this copy, which this copy I can't find anywhere. Anywhere. And the cover on this thing makes it look like it was just home printed because the paper is home printing, but there was some special effects work, or not special effects work, there was some just like Photoshop stuff to it, really cheap and looked like it was homemade. But then I look at like the disc, and look at the disc. The disc itself looks like that was screen printed on there purposefully. So I feel like this is like early draft of the DVD. I can't find anything on this, but like I would guess this is like the first release of the DVD, like out of their basement or something. But yeah, I saw this on a shelf and I was like, what? If you saw this, just like you were at a garage sale and you just picked this out of a box and you're just like, what is this? And so I later looked it up, and this is the official release DVD. This is the DVD you'll probably buy if you have any interest in seeing this. Watch it. It's just weird. If you are like me and need to see it, just see it. I'm surprised I watched this over George Lucas in Love, but I can't say a lot about it. I just like to always note that I have this weird DVD. So if anybody knows what this DVD was released, if it was like just a bootleg that looks quality, or if it's like a first edition kind of shit. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Speaking of weird bootleg things, I have a couple of bootleg DVDs. Now, I really enjoy bootleg DVDs personally. I find bootlegs to be very fascinating. And the most famous, or not famous, the most expensive, well-known bootlegs out there are the 5-Star Trilogy Collection. These, from what I gather, are kind of like the gold standard of Star Wars bootleg DVDs. These things, other than the Ewoks was the most expensive thing. These, I think, are now the most expensive thing. These are like $50, $60, $70 a piece. I got a great deal on these at a garage sale for like $20. Fantastic. But these things are just so, what I gather these were big for, I haven't watched them. I haven't gone through the quality of them, but from what I gathered, these were like the first DVD releases of the original trilogy. They might even be the unaltered version. I think either ripped from film that somebody got a hold of, or maybe like VHS reworking. I would assume somebody just got a hold of like film canisters and just like digitized it themselves without Lucasfilm's permission. But from what I gathered, what year are these? These are from the year 1997. So these are pre-Silver Trilogy. Or no, wait. When was the Silver Trilogy? The Silver Trilogy came out in... the Silver Trilogy also came out in 97. So I don't know what makes these such a huge deal. I may seem like I'm like a fanatic of DVDs, which I kind of am, but I can never remember like the big deal with like aspect ratios and like different sound tones and DDS and all that jazz. But these, from what I've been gathering is the gold standard of bootleg DVDs, the Star Wars 5-star collection. And, you know, visually, these things are very interesting, I think. You know, they're quality. You can tell that this is made with quality. This isn't like, you know, your standard bootleg. You know, like there's bootlegs for necessity purposes, and then there are bootlegs for money purposes. And the money purposes are usually the crappy, you know, filmed in the movie theater with a camcorder on, you know, just a blank disc kind of thing. You know, I don't really care for those, but the ones where effort's put into them, I love the bootlegs. The other bootleg trilogy that I have, which this one I can't find anywhere, so I don't know if it's legitimate or if it's just a random bootleg, but the quality is there that I feel like these are legitimate, which is, I don't even know what to call these, but the covers are nice. The covers on these bootlegs, I think, are very nice. Look at these bootlegs. Tell me these don't look at least kind of nice. I think the back is really what tells them. I mean, look at the back on these things. Let's see, what's the aspect on that? That's the aspect on that. And, you know, these I think are very nice. Just in... These are same thing with quality. Hold a second, let me go back a minute with the gold edition. Let's look at the inside of the disc. We didn't get to look at that. So the disc itself is, you know, nothing too crazy with the disc going on there. Same thing, you know. Then let's see what we have with these discs. With these discs, we got kind of like weird design discs. You can always kind of tell it's a bootleg when they got the silver ring around the middle of it. You know, it's a weird color. Yeah, there's a lot of little notes you can tell with a bootleg DVD. But these, I just saw these for like 20 bucks. I forget where, but I was just like, those look trippy. I'm going to grab those just because they look neat. And they do look neat. I don't know. See, that's my thing with bootlegs. I don't trust to watch bootlegs, but I do trust just visual presence on a shelf. I think they look very nice. You know, I think, like, look at that. Like, The Empire Strikes Back, that's almost a nicer cover than the silver edition, in my opinion. Like, look at that compared to that. Tell me which one you think looks cooler. I mean, actually, the silver trilogy is cool, but, I mean, I think that's just a neat cover to use. And then some of them are like this, where they look kind of washed out, which it's, you know, it's a bootleg, it's cheap, but, you know, whatever. It's all good. So, then what we got, one more bootleg, which, you know, Attack of the Clones. This one I just have loosely just because I bought the lot of, you know, prequel trilogies. I needed an extra copy of 1. I got that full screen copy of 2 of Revenge of the Sith, and then I just got the second one here, which is just some random bootleg. It's the Collector's Series 9 DVD. The art on the back looks decent enough, but the front is just so washed out, and it's just like, it's the same damn thing. So I'm like, you know, and then like it's a weird case like that. It's a cheap case, and then you got the disc, which is like, it's got weird like water damage all over it. It's printed funny. It's, you know, the disc looks fine on the back, but I'm sure it plays fine. It's just the coloration, like there's bluing on the bottom there, there's green on the top. I don't know what's going on with this. This is definitely just an instance of a cheap, you know, knockoff DVD for the day. But, you know, I keep it on the shelf just because I own it now, so it's fine. Next, we have a couple of Star Wars documentary things. Now, there's a good chunk of Star Wars made documentaries. I don't really love them that much, some of them, because they all kind of blend the same, but I got a couple of interesting ones. Firstly, I got Elstree 1976. This was a very interesting one that I saw. It was like on Netflix or something, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to buy the DVD. And this is just like interviewing some, cast members from the original movies that were like very underrated, like, the TIE fighter pilot or the X-Wing pilot. They interviewed a few of the people in the cantina. I particularly enjoyed, they interviewed the stormtrooper who says, move along, move along, who also played the guy from the deleted scenes from the Star Wars movies. Go and look up Star Wars deleted scenes. There's a bunch of interesting stuff with that, first off, that you should check out. But there was like a whole character in that got cut. And the only thing they did was they needed an extra person just to do that one line in the movie. And he was like, all right, I'll do it. Nobody will see my face. And that's the only part that he got in the movie. So I just find that amusing. They have David Prowse, which, he was phenomenal in this. They do a phenomenal little bit with him where, like, they put the makeup on him to make him look like the old Darth Vader in the Return of the Jedi. They did a phenomenal job with that. This is a very interesting documentary that I liked, and it's really the only one I've seen that I wanted the DVD for. That, and then I have Star Wars versus Star Trek. The rivalry continues. I think it speaks for itself. Star Wars v. Star Trek. Who is better? Star Wars is better. Deal with it. If you have a problem with that, get out of here. But, this one I just bought just because this title. Come on. Tell me it's not a funny title. Star Wars v. Star Trek. It's a good little DVD. And then I have this unofficial The Stars of Star Wars interviews from the cast, which it came free with, again, I bought a big pile of Star Wars DVDs, and this was in there. I was like, okay, I guess I own this now. Probably not going to watch it, but, I own it. It's good. So, yeah. Then we get it back into some more official stuff. We have some of the TV show material. We have Star Wars droids and Star Wars Ewoks. Now, back in the day, they had to have a TV show. I think it was kind of a prerequisite of any good movie needing a cartoon kids show. And so they had Ewoks and droids. I think these both lasted about, I think droids was a season and then Ewoks was 2 seasons, or maybe flip it and it was 1 season, 2 seasons. But I watched both of these. These were very cute. I first found out about these from the Holiday Special DVD that I have, where it had a handful of droids episodes on it. And I was like, we're in trouble again. Little theme song thing. I was like, I like this show. This is cute. Fun other fact about this was that some people say it's not really. There's a character in this whose name is Kybo Ren, and then Kylo Ren, of course, and it's just a funny little thing. Some people think they're related somehow. Really, the fact, I think, is just they had a list of names and they just were like, did we use this one yet? I don't know. But that's a funny little thing. And this one particularly, both of these shows are just, really cute little kind of shows that are, they're a good watch. I watched them. I liked them. They were adorable. Not everything is in these two. There's a lot of episodes missing from here. They do a lot of cutting in this. There's, they cut the intros out to make it kind of more flow like a movie rather than a TV show. So, they're just an entertaining little watch. Also, fun fact about these. Hold on a second. Another fun fact about these shows is that also if you're a big animation fan and you know anything about animation, then you'll probably recognize what some of these are that I have, which are original animation cells from the actual TV show. Hand-colored, hand-painted, hand-drawn backgrounds. That's how they did it back in the day. How they did it back in the day, you drew these one shot after another, to project movement in an animation. And you can actually buy these things online. And really, from what I've gathered, Ewoks is the cheapest thing you can get. Is the cheapest not even just Star Wars, cheapest animation cells. If you're interested in animation cells and you want to get into it, get yourself some Ewok ones. They're the cheapest thing. They're everywhere. I paid like $5 a piece for these. I got this one. I got this one with a couple of characters in it, which is nice. And then I got this one from Droids, which is a nice one of a couple of the generals. But, you know, I just wanted to add that. I was like, ooh, right, I have these. These are cool. I'm gonna talk about these for a little bit. But yeah, these are like the cheapest things you can get. I remember a time, from what I gathered, was that just like the straight paper drawings. Let me show. That's the original art, but then it starts out as a little hand-drawn sketch. And the hand-drawn sketches, they were giving those away, I think, with subscriptions to Star Wars Magazine or some kind of magazine. And so that made the value of these go down like crazy. So you can get these for like $10 a drawing, and you have a part of Star Wars culture and a little bit of the show. And I just find that very interesting. So I always like to know, you know, if you want to get into animation cells or whatever, or just want to have a quote-unquote prop from a Star Wars thing, Ewok animation cell, look into it. But these two are very cute little shows. I definitely say, you know, if you find them, give them a watch. Also, very adorable. Nothing really huge, nothing hugely canon also. But, you know, they're cute little things to watch. So, you know, give them a watch. But really, if you're big into Star Wars animation, the best thing you can do is by far Star Wars Clone Wars. Which one am I talking about? Well, firstly, I'm talking about the original ones. Now, I have the original 1 and 2 DVDs. These are very nice. This is a very great show, really entertaining. I don't want to say better than the remake. I think these are two separate things, and I think they're both great in their own rights. And I would definitely recommend watching either one of these in their own right. But I'd say if you're going to buy DVDs, buy these, because there's not a lot of this. There's just this DVD, and there's nothing else for it. It's maddeningly upsetting that there's not a whole lot else for it, but go out and buy yourself Volume 1. Volume 1 you can get pretty much anywhere, and this is just a great show to watch. It's entertaining, it's fun, a lot of good action in it. This is made by Genndy Tartakovsky. If you don't know him, he's from Samurai Jack. If you don't know Samurai Jack, watch that. I just finally got around to watching the new final ending, remake, whatever they called it. Fantastic. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. But, you know, grab yourself Volume 1. And I say grab yourself Volume 1 because Volume 2 is pricey. Volume 2 is like, sometimes it's $5, sometimes it's $30. This thing is fluctuated like crazy over time. I always have to like re-look into it to see if it's still valuable, because I'm just waiting for when it hits 50. And then when it hits 50, I'll probably sell it, and I'll wait till it hits back to 5 and buy another one. Because I've done that like 2 or 3 times with this one. This thing is absolutely ridiculous with pricing. So if you see a copy of this for like under $10, just buy it. Just buy it. It'll eventually go back up. I don't know why. I think it's just because everybody has a copy of the first one. Nobody has a copy of this one. I don't even think this one has a lot to it. I think like this one has, let's see. Look, this one has all those episodes in it. All those episodes on this first volume disc. And then the second one, that's how many episodes we get. Ooh, I like the little inserts with this one. The inserts are helpful on this one. But these are really something nice to get. You know, Clone Wars, you can get anything and everything, but these seasons are expensive, and also it's probably on Disney+. These are Cartoon Network properties, so I don't know. These things I think are in limbo, so I think that's why they're not releasing them on anything other than the DVDs as they sit here. So I'd say grab yourself Volume 1 if you love it, then get yourself Volume 2. Just finish it up. Enjoy it. And speaking of the remake of the Clone Wars, I don't have any of the seasons on DVD because there's, oh my god, there would be so many DVDs. But I do have the holographic cover for the Clone Wars movie. That's right, it's a movie, and I'm saying this is counted as a movie. This is totally canon. I've had arguments with people that are like, that's not a movie, it doesn't count. It is a movie. It says on the sticker, first animated Star Wars movie. So, you know, eat your heart out for any of those who say it's not a movie. I got a really nice copy because it's 2-disc and with this nice holographic cover. I didn't know this holographic cover existed, but then I saw it and I was like, that's a good holographic cover. Look at that. Look at that. But, you know, this thing always is very nice. I think this one's also really nice because it's got a second disc to it, but it's a digital copy second disc, so it's basically obsolete at this point, but still nice. Still nice for the cover. Always love those bonus discs. Love and appreciate your bonus discs, people. If you have any DVDs with a bonus disc, watch it. Watch it. Watch the Star Wars bonus disc. Come on. It's good. But this is good. This is, well, the DVD is good. The movie, it's a glorified pilot episode. Come on. It is a glorified pilot episode, but it counts as a movie, so I'm counting it as a movie. But yeah, no. In the greater scheme of things, it's just it doesn't matter. I think it was in theaters actually for a while, so that would have been really awesome to see that in theaters, but it's not in theaters anymore, so oh well, I guess. But yeah, go give this one a watch. Give the whole series a watch, actually. Just go watch the entire series. It's such a good show. Oh my god, I love the show so much. I would rewatch it again, but I'm just like, I don't have the time. But, great. That's all I gotta say for that. And then I, of course, also have a singular copy of Star Wars Rebels, which I watched the first season. I liked it. I watched the second season. I got less into it, and I don't know where it went after that. But I bought the DVD just so I could have the DVD for it. Also, this DVD is interesting because it comes with like a little model kit, which I never put together. It's just still in here. But I don't know. It's something for the shelf. Free Ghost Ship model kit. First season was good. Give it a watch. It'll be cute. You know, don't expect too much from after the second season, maybe. But, you know, give the first season a watch. It's good standalone, I think, you know. And then I have another one, which is a very odd one that not enough people really talk about. But I saw the DVD for this and I was like remembering it. Like, oh yeah. Star Wars Phineas and Ferb Special. This one is more a parody in the same light of like the Robot Chickens and the Family Guys. But it's good. This is from that weird time when like Disney just got Star Wars. And I remember watching Disney Channel. And the only property that they kept giving this stuff to was Phineas and Ferb. Now, I loved Phineas and Ferb. I remember watching the Marvel special and then this. But the show, firstly, if you don't know Phineas and Ferb, go watch yourself some Phineas and Ferb. It's an adorably fun show. And really, this and Gravity Falls was the best thing Disney had at the time. And I still stand by. They're some of the best shows Disney ever had. Disney is not great with their TV, but that's another beside the point. Point is, Phineas and Ferb is a great show. And they had a Marvel special and a Star Wars special. And this is the Star Wars special. And it's kind of like a parody, but it's a good parody. Because what they did was, it was kind of like they did the movie and then they were kind of in the background. Like what did they do in this one? I think it was the thing with Princess Leia lost the recording of something. Oh no, Princess Leia misplaced the plans to the Death Star, but we didn't see that in the movie. So behind the scenes, Phineas and Ferb gets a hold of the plans and they got to go give it back to them. And, you know, it's a lot of just kind of working around the plot of the movie as like, you know, we're doing stuff too. Like that guy in that one ship that we didn't see in that one ship that blew up. Oh, that was a Phineas and Ferb character, you know, like something kind of like that with this. But, you know, this one, it comes with with a keychain. Little clip case. Comes with a heavy keychain. It's got a nice little packaging on it, but this is a heavy, just like solid metal keychain that I'm like, I'm never gonna put that on my keys. You know, say to somebody, hey, throw me my keys. You know, that thing's a death weapon right there. But, you know, I actually didn't remember this special much from when I watched it first on TV. But then I was looking, get on there. Then when I was looking for DVDs, I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just pick that up. Why not? I remember it being kind of cute, I guess. So I picked that up, and you know, if you don't know Phineas and Ferb, you'll probably not care for this thing at all, but, you know, watch Phineas and Ferb a little bit. Watch a few of the first couple episodes, and then watch this. The show is actually pretty adorable. I remember really loving the theme song they had to it. So, yeah, it's more a shout out for Phineas and Ferb than this thing, but this thing is also pretty entertaining too. A lot of good little bits. Last things with little Star Wars was I have a handful of Lego stuff with it. As I said, I loved Lego when I was a kid, so I bought any Star Wars Lego DVD I could. So I have the first one, which is The Empire Strikes Out, which this one actually, I remember it being very cute, but you know, it's entertaining. I liked it. It's, you know, a lot of parody jokes. It's a kid's movie. It's Lego. It's Star Wars. You know the drill. Actually, this one's not the first one. That was my mistake. The first one, I have it on the shelf. It was The Padawan Menace was the first Lego Star Wars thing on DVD. Actually on Blu-ray. I think this thing was only released on a DVD Blu-ray combo, which I don't know why, but I'm taking it as a win either way. Which this one I think was actually the one that had like little like George Lucas like show up into the scene and be like, oh, let me direct. I don't know. I'm not gonna go too deep into these, but these are cute little Lego things. I'd say watch them if you have kids. Watch them if you're an adult kid. Also watch them. They're just fun. Same with the Phineas and Ferb thing. It's kind of just like, don't take them too serious. They're just fun, cute Lego things. These, in my opinion, are the only two good ones worth spit, but because then we get into some of the iffier stuff. I have a couple of the Yoda Chronicles, which lasted a long time. It should have just been its own show. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go. Which, these should have been their own show. These were just kind of like little short things that came up every once in a blue moon on TV, following this stormtrooper guy with a laser arm. I don't know. I remember watching these thinking they were cute, but really these don't hold up to the majesty of Empire Strikes Out and Padawan Menace. These things were just kind of like, they came out every other month, and it was just like, oh, it's a cute another little Lego thing. I haven't watched too many Lego things after that. I stopped watching Lego Star Wars stuff after Star Wars Droids Tales, which is the same thing with these two. It's just kind of like, it was good, but it was not memorable enough for me. This one comes with little playing cards, which are nice. But I don't know. It just wasn't. These just didn't feel super memorable. I don't remember. I think I just bought these because I was buying everything Lego Star Wars on DVD. So, you know, if you see it on TV, give it a watch. I would definitely say you don't need to buy the DVDs unless, you know, they're good for kids. Kids are entertaining. I think these I found lackluster, but these I think actually did have some genuine charm to them. I think, you know, Empire Strikes Out and Padawan Menace, I think, were just fun little shows that knew what they were and were just being a little cheeky about it. This one, you got like a young Han Solo with like Yoda kind of just like hanging out, fighting stuff, and you know, same thing with this one. This one I think is more jokey kind of, but you know, they were cute. They were cute little watches to have. And let's see, what do I have now? Now I have, firstly, and now I have for my final thing, the new Star Wars movies. So first, before I get into those, let's get into something else. I don't have too many Blu-rays, but I do have the original trilogy on Blu-ray Steelbook. Now these are very nice. These were, I mean, look at those. You got the nice insert, well, not an insert, you got just like the nice see-through case. I always really liked the look of a Steelbook, but I don't have too many Steelbooks just because I'm like, you know, practicality wise, they're not the best in my opinion. I think just aesthetically, if you really want it, you got to get it. So these I think were just like, I got, what was it? I got this one as a gift. I got these two as a gift, and then this one I bought, but like it got that bad wane in it when I got it in the mail. So the person gave me a refund on that, so that was great. So basically all three of these were free. And I like these. If I want to watch the movies on Blu-ray, I'm going to watch them on these guys. You know, I got to get a Blu-ray box set at some point. I got to get the box set. I was going to get the box set when it came out, but it was so expensive. So now I'm waiting just for the price to drop dramatically. I think with 4K coming in, I think that's going to really bring the price on Blu-rays down, which is a little upsetting because DVDs are obsolete now, which is a whole other depressing thing that I'm not going to talk about right here. But the Steelbooks are nice. These are nice Steelbooks. Now, speaking of the Steelbooks, I have multiple versions of Star Wars Force Awakens. But firstly, I'm going to talk about my favorite version, which is the Steelbook. Now, I have, you know, let me just grab a couple of them. I have nearly all the versions of the original version. I have, firstly, the Steelbook. Now, out of all the copies I'm going to show, this one is my favorite, honestly, because it's just sturdy. It looks the nicest. It's got a good look to it. I think it's, you know, got your code. It's got your 3 little discs in it. It's got, let's see, what does the design look like? Yeah, it's a tricky thing to open. Let's just pop that one. Yeah, this thing's a slippery little bugger. I'm not going to take the discs out. But this is a nice case. Again, Steelbook, it's solid. It looks good. You know, I mean, the insert, where's this supposed to go? Huh? Where's this supposed to go? I don't know, but it comes with it, so I keep it. This is definitely my favorite copy of the lots. Now, then we have just your regular copy of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Now, this is a Blu-ray copy that I got. It's still brand new in the packaging. Why is that? Because I paid $1 for it at a garage sale. Because nobody wants this thing. I don't know why. But, like, brand new copy of The Force Awakens you can get for, like, $5 on Blu-ray. And it's everywhere. And I have no idea why. Because it's not the worst thing from the new movies. I'm not going to get into those. But, you know, come on. But yeah, so I just have a copy of this just to have because it was cheap as all hell. Get yourself a copy of it. But if you want a nice copy, this is the nicest copy I have. And I have a couple other versions. This, by the way, this I think was the Best Buy exclusive. Best Buy was really getting big with their Steelbook collections. They really loved their tins and their nice looking metal covers. And then you have something like the Target exclusive, which is a slim cardboard sleeve. Which, firstly, let's look at the pictures. The pictures are nice. The fold out is very nice. I say it's very nice. I think it's good for, you know, if I want to like block in everything, like, whoa, put it like that. Can't really tell on camera right now, but because it's too wide, but it's nice. It looks very nice. This thing is cheap as all hell. Again, all of these, first off, have the same exact discs, but I mean, this is better than this. Come on, this thing, it's just a regular Blu-ray with a slipcover. It's actually not just a regular Blu-ray, it's a black cased Blu-ray, which I'm not crazy about, but that's fine. This, though, it's just like thin cardboard, and it's like, you got the sleeves, you gotta like put it in the side sleeves. I hate the little cardboard sleeves. It's just not safe for the DVDs, pulling them in and out of those things. It's just cheap, and it's just cardboard. It's flimsy. I hate it. I hate it. But I was like, I saw this, just like empty case for $1. I was like, I'm snagging that. That's good. I'm grabbing that. Because why not? And when I got it, I was like, this thing is cheap and I hate it. And now I don't have, there's one that I don't have, which is the Walmart exclusive, which the Walmart exclusive is just this exact same Blu-ray, but the slipcover is different. The slipcover is got BB-8 on it, and I think it's, you can open it and there's writing under it. I don't know. It's just a picture of BB-8 on it. I was like, I'm not paying extra money for the exact same thing when it's just a slipcover. You know, if I can buy the slipcover as is alone for like $1 or $2, I always like to do that. Like with this, I don't need it, but if it's $1, why not? But, you know, I didn't need that. What apparently I did need was the collector's 3D box set. Now, first off, let's just look at this thing. This thing looks actually pretty nice. It's a little holographic. Barely see it move, but you can kind of see it. I like it. It's a good thing. I like the little holographic insert. It's stuck in there. The box is weird. Like, it's got nice gold inlay, nice for a shelf. It feels weird. It's like a friction, rubbery kind of plastic, like the kind of thing, like, I feel like if I could just rub it off. But it's nice. A nice solid case. And then we get to the insert. We got pretty picture. We got Chewie and Han. I remember when the audience clapped when they came out. It was a great time. I was there. Premiere of the movie, by the way. Great time to be alive. And then we have this nice fold out. Again, same thing with the Target exclusive. This one is a pretty looking artwork case. This picture I don't love much. This one's a better picture of them, but it's just so cheap. It's just like the cheapest cardboard and like plastic in the world. Like this like kind of plastic is the kind of thing you see on like CD cases. I'm like, this thing just doesn't feel nice in my hands. This thing just doesn't feel sturdy at all. I don't feel safe with it. Even the box here, like the box aesthetically is gorgeous, but just like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel nice in any way, this box set. And now this one came with a 3D disc, which I never invested in 3D discs, which I'll show in the next thing, the last thing I have. So, you know, this one, again, was another instance of the case is like $2-3. Why not? Put it on the shelf. But cheap, cheap, cheap. So if you're going to buy The Force Awakens, buy yourself the Steelbook if you want quality. But if you just want the DVDs, Blu-rays, whatever, just get yourself, just get the basic one. Just get the basic one. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Okay. And then lastly, the last new DVD I invested in which is probably my least favorite thing ever. Rogue One. And when I say least favorite thing ever, hold your horses. I'm not saying the movie. The movie is good. I could say bad things about Solo all day, and I don't think people would argue with me on that, but that I don't want to get into. This one I will get into. Firstly, decent movie. Force Awakens was great. Force Awakens was great. Rogue One was also great. One of the few Star Wars story movies that I actually did really like. But this case, oh my god. Firstly, you want to know what the fun exclusive thing with this box set is? The fun exclusive thing is I can take the cover and swap the covers out. Ooh, look at that. It's just paper. Wow. Let's see how...